work, and these web servers or high profile web servers are being unavailable by the intended users, and the attack attempts to make the hosted web pages unavailable on the internet. Not all the services outages, even those that result from malicious activity, that are necessarily a denial of services attack. The other type of attack, which may include a denial of service of a component, but the denial of service may be a part of the larger attack. Although the direct impact of denial of services attack may be disrupted to services rather than immediate security breaches. It means their occurrence may affect the working of a certain security measures and hence increasing the probability of security breaches. Means your all of your security is not breached, they affect the sum of the security of the system. And the other type of attack may include a denial of service as a component, but the denial of service may be a part of the larger attack. Then this denial of service has two forms: forces the victim computer to reset or consume its resources such that it can no longer provide its intended services, means making the unavailability of the services from the intended users, and obstruct the communication media between the intended users and the victim so that they can no longer communicate adequately. So, some suggested solutions for this denial of services attack are, means how you can secure yourself from this denial of services attack are: implement adequate network security to block unnecessary network traffic to the system. Arrange with internet service providers ISP to accept traffic from authorized sources only. Prepare adequate standby system capacity. Put in place adequate backup and recovery arrangements. So, because sometimes if there is some failure, system or resources are not, web servers are not for you, so you have some adequate backup for yourself, it's at least. Use scanning tools or performing penetration testing to assess the ability of the network and system to withstand denial of services attack. Scanning tools are commercially available tools that can be used for identifying and analyzing security vulnerabilities in network, operating system and databases. So, these are some of the ways through which we can be help to stop this denial of services attack. I am repeating these: implement adequate network security to block unnecessary network traffic to the system. Arrange with internet service providers to accept traffic from unauthorized sources only. Prepare adequate standby system capacity. Put in place adequate backup and recovery arrangements. Use scanning tools or perform penetration testing to assess the ability of the network and system to withstand the denial of services attack. And scanning tools are commercially available tools that can be used for identifying and analyzing security vulnerabilities in network, operating system and databases. The next term is the botnet. A botnet is a collection of interconnected programs communicating with other similar program in order to perform the task. So, this can be as a mundane and keeping control of an IRC channel, or it could be used to send spam email or participate in denial of services attack. The word botnet stems from the two words robot or network. What happens when some computer is taken by the hackers or attacked by the hackers, that computer become the zombie computer, and when that zombie computer come into the contact of other computers, then it also become it also comes in the attackers category. Then that also become the zombie computer. That chains of zombie computers are known as the botnets. So these botnets are the programs or software which are in the control of the hackers. So how this bot works? Bots allow hackers to take control of many computers at the same time and turn them into a zombie computers, which operate as a part of the powerful botnet. So on the network, they work as a robot to spread viruses, generate spams and commit other types of online crimes and frauds. So there are some suggestions through which we can protect ourselves from bots, that how we can stop computers to become the zombies are install top rated security software. This is the what we can like any good softwares, any licensed softwares, good antiviruses, etc. Configure your software settings to update automatically. So it should be update automatically. Increase the security settings on your browser, because so no one can easily access your data. Limit your user rights when online, because nobody knows yourself that you are online or you are not online, etc. Never click on attachments unless you can verify the source. So you should never click any attachment from the unknown source. And ensure that your system patched with the most current Windows update. So these are some points by which you can be protect yourself from the bots. The next type of attacks are known as the phishing attacks. It is the act of tricking someone into giving confidential information like passwords and credit card information on a fake web page or email, from pretending to come from a legitimate company like their bank. For example, sending an email to the user falsely claiming to establishing legitimate enterprise in an attempt to scam the user into surrendering private information that will be used by to identify the theft. So we should never give our private or our sensitive data on the internet by the broadcast mails at least. So first type of phishing attack is the deceptive attack. The term phishing originally referred to the account theft using instant messaging, but the most common broadcast method today is the deceptive email message. This deceptive email message is about need to verify account information, system failure requiring user to re-enter their information, fictitious account charges, undesirable account charges, new free services requiring quick action, and many other schemes are broadcast to be the wide group of recipients. So we should never give our such of the data to over the internet. The next is the malware based attack. This refers to the scams that involve running malicious software on the user's PC. So we should always use the software that have the license, having the particularly issue for the small and the medium businesses also. Then the keyloggers and the screen loggers, as we know, particularly variety of malwares are that when we are using the keyboards, they are logging, they are maintaining the log that which key you have pressed, which key you not have pressed, and they are making possible combinations to theft your personal data. Next is the host file poisoning. Means they visit your URL. When the user types a URL to visit a website, it must be translated into an IP addresses before it is transmitting over the internet, and from the DNS server known as the domain name system, they get your data, they get your personal URL data, and then they can make attack and they make a website that look like your website, and and your all personal data is being stolen over there. The next type of phishing attack is the web Trojan. Web Trojan is the pop-up invisibly when users are attempting to log in. So, they are giving you this false dialog boxes in which you are giving your own data. They collect the user's credential locally and transmit them to the phishers. Phishers are actually they are the hackers which get your data without your permission and being tampered your system. The next is the system reconfiguration attack. This reconfiguration attack modifies the settings of the user's PC for malicious purposes. For example, a URL in a favorite file might be modified to direct users to lookalike website, and this lookalike website can be your bank website URL in which you can also give your personal information. So, when we are using any website, we should always type the website address rather than taking it from the list. Next is the data theft. Unsecured PCs often contain subset of the sensitive information stored elsewhere on secured server. So, certainly PCs are used to access such server can be more easily compromised. So, when you are using or saving your sensitive personal data in your computer somewhere, you should not making copies of it. And data theft is a widely used approach to the business espionage by stealing the confidential communication, design documents, legal opinions, employees related records, etc. Thieves profit them from selling to those who want your data. So, it can also be a phishing attack. Then is the DNS based attack, that is the domain name system. When you are typing your username, your URLs, they are tampering your company's website. The result of which is that users are unaware that the website where they are entering confidential information is controlled by the hackers and is probably not even the same country as their legitimate website. So, it can also be happen. The next is the content injection phishing. It describes the situation where hacker replaces the part of the content of the legitimate site with the false content and misleading the users by giving up their confidential information to the hackers. So, this can also be a phishing attack. The next is the man in the middle phishing. It is harder to detect than many other forms of phishing. In these attacks, hackers position themselves between the user and the legitimate website or system. They record the information being entered but continue to pass into the user transaction are not affected. Later they use or sell your information to the credential collection when the user is not active on the system. The next is the search engine phishing. It occurs when publishers create websites without attractive sounding offers and have them indexed legitimately with the search engine, and user find the sites in the normal course of searching for products or services that are fooled into giving up their information. For example, scammers have been set up false banking sites offering lower credit cost or better interest rate than other bankers. So, victims can use these sites and can be victims. So, in the last I would like to do the summary of my lecture. First we will discuss the computer security attacks, in which we discuss our computer is being can be theft by the viruses, Trojan horse, worms, attacks. And then we discuss the active attacks, means your computer is being theft, then passive attack, data is being later on, botnets, social engineering can be there, phishing attacks can be there, and then bugs and backdoors which can reflect your duty. Thank you very much.